I've been meaning to pick up the camera and have a catch up with you all morning, but I've been having one of those days where it just feels like the time has disappeared. It's a beautiful day today, considering it's mid-November. Beautiful autumnal sunshine, but it's been doing that thing, you know, when you get those streaks of sunlight coming through a window and they're gorgeous, but they illuminate all of the dust particles that you have in your home. They kind of like glow and dance in front of you in the sunlight, almost taunting you. It's been doing that here, so I spent most of the morning just clearing up. Honestly, I feel like 99% of the time on the boat in autumn and winter, it is spent just dusting and sweeping. It's all the joys of boat life. So I thought this morning I'd get the chores done, did the washing up, did the bins, all of the exciting stuff, which I thought I'd get out of the way before then having a catch up with you. But now it's nearly lunchtime already, so I'm planning on making a bit of soup. Once I finish making the coffee, I feel like I might just neck that whole thing. I am on a bit of a mission to get things used up today. We just had our next veg box delivered, but I've still got this left over from last week. It's a beautiful celeriac. I bloomin' love a celeriac. It's one of my favourite veggies. And this is one of my favourite soups. I know that there's like two camps of people in this world. There's those people that absolutely bloomin' love soup, and those people who are a bit like, soup. I usually am that. I'm not fussed by a soup at all, but this is so delicious. It's one of my favourite things to make with a celeriac. I feel like I've said soup so many times now that it's starting to sound weird. You know when you say a word so many times that it sounds weird when it comes out of your mouth? Soup, 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 soup. It's gonna be super. Crack on and start cooking, Jack. Just come on. I've been watching a lot of Marco Pierre White videos recently, and there is one where he is chopping onions, and it is incredible. How the guy has any fingers left, I just don't understand. But I mean, there's quite a difference between that and me just trying to slice my way through these. We have a troop of about 6 swans that have been coming up to the boat recently and just knocking on the side of it asking for oats. It's become one of Joe's favourite things. They are lovely to watch, but he loves feeding them out of the hatch. It's so sweet. Oh, where's the peeler? Want it? No? You normally like apple. Gabby and I have a bit of a thing for going to Cornwall in winter, and it's always a bit impromptu. What will often happen is we get to the middle of January, start to get a little bit fed up of having soggy towpaths and just all the kind of faff that winter brings. So we kind of think if we're going to be miserable and wintry anywhere, we may as well do it on a beach. And I think there is just something that's so, I don't want to say inspiring, but so like enlivening about being on a beach in winter. You know, when there's weather, when it's windy, or if it's chucking it down with rain. I just think there is something about it. And when it's completely, I don't know, like a wilderness kind of landscape. So I really love heading down to Cornwall. And there was a spot down there called the Hidden Hut, which you might have heard of. It's this beautiful food shack, which is literally on one of the beaches. And they do delicious, delicious food. And we were down there a couple of years ago, and we had a celeriac, blue cheese and truffle soup.
Who's got that?
I've got it.
That looks nice. It was so good. And so this is kind of inspired by that. Every time that I eat this, it kind of transports us back to that lovely little spot overlooking this beautiful cove where we're tucking into this soup on one of those beautiful sunny but cold January days. Yeah, so I try and recreate it every time I make this. Mine's not as good as theirs. We've been getting back into getting a veg box delivered recently. A couple of friends of ours in the village very kindly let us get it delivered to their house each week. I've been really enjoying it. This isn't a sponsorship or an advert or anything, but I've been a big fan of what Riverford do for a long time. And it's just really nice getting just a box of delicious organic veg delivered each week. I think they do like a little referral scheme thing. So whilst I said this isn't an advert or anything, if you've been thinking about getting Riverford, I'll put like our referral link in the description. I think you get something off like your first box, but I'm not sure. But I just know that we get like a little bit of cash back if you then subscribe to it. So if you're interested, but what I really like about it is going through the box and just trying to like think up what we're going to cook. You know, like some nice red peppers, a very excited looking butternut squash, like a nice little squash, red peppery curry kind of thing, be delicious. Did a really nice little thing last night with a cauliflower. It's a weird way to get into a story, isn't it? I did a nice thing with the cauliflower last night. The only thing is though, our fridge is tiny, like our fridge is literally like that size and about that deep. So trying to store all of this has been challenging each week. Right, carrots, in they go. Like a nice carrot cake, I think. I have now run out of room in the fridge, so we've got a nice lettuce centerpiece to the table now. Make sure we eat that quickly. Good girl. Here she comes.
Hello.
Time to perfection for lunch.
Have I?
Uh-huh.
That's good news, I'm starving.
It's been horrible. I just spent the whole morning with Dad.
Oh God, how awful!
It's been so dull as well. He's doing making
it's not.
soup and washing up. It's been very boring.
No. She doesn't let you cuddle her. She like is so excited. She won't actually let me give her a cuddle. Oh, nice.
Good morning.
Oh, it smells lovely in here. Yeah, productive.
This is what happens when you've been in a relationship for over 12 years. Tend to ignore the other person and just give the dog all the attention.
Sorry, hello.
Kissy kiss.
Good girl.
Tongues.
It's so disgusting.
Our blender sounds slightly terrified about the task ahead. Sprinkling the toasted walnuts. Give it time. Truffle oil. It's just suddenly got very gloomy outside. Just kind of fitting because it's good weather for soup. You know, at the start when I said I'm not a massive soup person, this converts me. You know, toasted walnuts with the blue cheese, a little bit of truffle oil. It's everything that you want. Honestly, it's outrageously good. It's absolutely delicious. I'm getting watched over by some hungry eyes behind the camera.
Well, you've recreated my favourite soup.
Come on, give it a go.
That's delicious. That big lump of Stilton just like oozed in my mouth.
Yes, Mum.
Oh, Sam.
He's a bit.
I don't know if you'd like to.
Yeah, nothing really. It's got cream in it. Yeah, I love that. I like that.
It's really good. Blue cheese, do you like blue cheese?
Yeah, love it. Makes me fart.
I've had to put the lights on because it's so dark and dingy outside. I'm just going to chuck it down for the afternoon. Always makes things look a little bit orangey in here when we put these lights on, so sorry if it looks like I'm sort of doing like a Donald Trump impression. I'm going to say a massive thank you to you actually. A couple of months ago we mentioned our friends who run a small candle making business. And after we mentioned them on the channel, they had so many orders. So thank you so much if you went to their website and checked out their candles, because they are really, really lovely. This isn't an advert or a sponsorship. They're just really good friends of ours who have helped us out on so many occasions. They're the ones that let us get our veg box delivered to their house. They've let us use their washing machine when ours has been broken. When we're in the middle of the build and we didn't have a shower, they let us use their shower. So it's really lovely that you guys have been able to support their business. So if you fancy getting yourself a little scented candle, then I will link down below in the description. I'm only saying because I'm going to probably get this on for the afternoon, whilst it looks like it's going to hammer it down and crack on with a few admin-y jobs around the boat. This is their lavender one and it's my absolute favourite. They've also teamed up with a boater who makes these amazing two-tone candles, which I think look really, really cool. So you can grab these from their website as well, but I think these will look really nice on like your Christmas table and stuff. So yeah, if you fancy supporting our friends, their small business, then I will link in the description. I always love the shift in seasons and how it changes the rhythm of life on the boat. Autumn is special. You can't help but be pulled in by that firework display of colour. And even though it's a time of year when everything begins to fade away, I always feel like it's also a season of new starts. As the trees die back and the leaves fall, I like to think of how they're feeding the soil, creating a warm, quiet duvet for everything waiting beneath the surface for spring. Inside the boat, we lean into these slower days as much as we can. I think autumn is needed after the intensity of summer. July and August always seem to gallop past, but now, lighting candles at 4 in the afternoon and settling into the early dark feels like a reminder to recharge, to take things steadily as we head towards winter. Good girl. It is lovely out there today, but it is cold. It is kind of our first frosty start of the season. So far, autumn has been damp. Today is kind of the first day where we've woken up and we've had a nice little bit of frost around. I do love the sunshine at this time of year. There's something special about autumnal sunshine. It has a different glow to sunshine in spring and summer. Do you know what I mean? Or does it sound a little bit weird? But it's kind of golden and it's kind of soft and it creates those lovely long shadows everywhere. Gorgeous start to the day, but oh, I need to warm up. One more. Hey! Look at this. Always takes you back to being a kid where you can do that with your breath, pretend to be like a train. I'll be honest, there is a bit of a balance to getting the temperature right on the boat, and even after over 5 years of living this way of life, still haven't nailed this. We're still in like the sort of transitional phase between sort of now and like proper proper cold winter. And like some of the days have been getting up to about 15 degrees during the day, and I can't justify having that thing going, but in the evening it really drops off. So I've been having evening fires, and what you'll do before you go to bed is load it up with a load of fuel so that it keeps on going overnight and you've got a bit of residual heat in the morning. But what happens invariably is because you've loaded it up, by about 3 a.m, you will wake up absolutely roasting. And when I say roasting, it genuinely feels like a sauna in here. So there is such a juggle between getting the temperature right on the boat. I do love it when we get to the time of year when that thing is going 24/7, because it is just such the hub and heart of this narrowboat. And you know, the little things of like having a big pan of water constantly on top of the stove, so we've got this constant supply of hot water. It just feels so rewarding, I guess is the word. Just very comforting. I look forward to that point in the year, but at the moment I'm doing the classic dad thing during the day of being like, nope, it's not cold, put a jumper on, you'll be alright.
Yeah, you got your jumper on, haven't you, Tails? Yes, it's freezing. It's not that cold.
Look at that, crystal clean. Clear out as well. I do find cleaning out the stove one of those oddly satisfying jobs. Although when you do it, it does kick out a load of ash everywhere. Got a few things I want to do today. I want to make the most of this sunshine. Oh, and actually, I would like your help with something. I have spent the last few days trying to design some labels for my honey from my bees, and I've been going round and round in circles. I've been umming and ahhing for which design is the best. Now, I am not a graphic designer, so I'm just going to caveat this with that, but I would like to know your opinion, which one you think is best. Let's dig out my laptop and I'll show you what I've been doing. I'll show you what I've been up to. So I would just say that the general theme for these is simplicity, but which one do you think is better? So we've got like a little artist impression of what this one will look like. Just simple, like allotment honey, a merry jar of honey from the bees on our allotment. Nice and simple. Do you like that one? Or I'm thinking a little label like this, but on like the bottom of the jar. So rather than being like a big one there, it's kind of like a nice little thin one, which I'm wondering, will that look kind of sophisticated, doing it like that? That's currently the two options, and I spent ages trying to design these, and I mean I fully appreciate they are very, very simple designs, but let me know which one is your favourite. And you know what, if you are like a graphic designery person, or you're an artsy person and you are looking for a little cheeky project, I would very happily pay you in a few jars of honey if you wanted to have a go at doing some of these for me. I mean, I like the simple designs, but if you are looking for a little project, then right, I think that's enough milling about inside the boat. I want to go and make the most of this sunshine, take Tilly for a little bit of a walk, go for a stroll along the towpath. And also, talking of my bees, because we've had quite a few days of rain over the last week. Today is kind of like the first proper sunny day where I need to go and do a bit of a check on them, which will probably be like the last time I look in the hive properly until spring. So yeah, let's go and take Tilly for a walk, and then we'll wander up to the bees and go and see how they're getting on. Sounds like a plan. How does a swan manage to look so graceful even when it's asleep? I don't look anything like that when I'm asleep. I look like I think there's something really special about seeing narrowboat with its chimney just smoking away. I think it's a really beautiful romantic image, because winter is obviously a lot quieter on the water, and you see your boaty neighbours a lot less. Obviously it's cold, it's wet, it's dark early, so you don't see people as much as you do in summertime. And I do think there's a real charm to walking past someone's boat and seeing their chimney going, and just knowing that inside the boat it's all comfortable and cosy. You might see the person less, but you kind of know they're in just because their chimney's going. They're almost conversational, the smoke signals. What is this leaf? What is this leaf? Oi, come here, just come here. What is this leaf? What is that? My camouflage. Go on, get on. Get on, loon. Good girl. Go on then. Where is she going? Sorry if the road sounds a little bit noisy. Obviously the trees have all died back, so I've kind of lost the soundproofing that the leaves and the foliage all provide. Also just seen a gritter truck go past as well, which is kind of the sign of how cold it's going to get tonight. That's sort of the reason why I'm up here. I need to make sure that these guys have got enough food. Hoods up. It's a time of year that I really don't like as a beekeeper, because you don't do very many checks on the hive when you get into November, December, January, because it's cold and the bees like to keep their hive nice and warm and cozy, so I don't really want to open it and let all that heat out. But it's been a bit of a weird start to the colder months. I mean, a couple of weeks ago we had temperatures up to like 16 degrees, which means the bees have been flying, so they've been using a lot more energy than they would do normally at this time of year. Normally they'd kind of get into a big huddle and vibrate their wings and just stay nice and warm. So what I want to do is just quickly peek in and then maybe give them a bit of food, just as a bit of an insurance policy really. I don't think they're going to like this very much. How are we all doing, girls? Okay. All I'm doing here is a bit of housekeeping. The bees have built some wild comb on the roof of the hive. I'm just taking it off so there's space to put some food in for them. There's a little bit of life in there. It's good to see. I won't bother you for long. Nor you, I promise. Alright, I know you want me to close the hive. I get the message, don't worry. You're going to be happy once I've done this, I promise. Alright. Chill out, girls. Yeah. Here we go. Rather awkwardly, I managed to get a bee stuck in my muff. Let me just show you. Main camera. And just in there. What are you doing? You've got yourself stuck. Come on. Come on. Yeah, on there. Back in. Come on. There you go. Back on. Okay, nice and warm. Alright. On the lid. Done. Told you it wouldn't take very long. That's it, all done. Just popped a massive, great big block of baker's fondant in here, which is what we feed them in winter. And it is kind of there as a backup plan. I mean, they should have enough food in their main box down there, but it's just peace of mind for me knowing that they've got that. I don't really enjoy winter as a beekeeper. There is an element of hope to it which I don't like. You've got to be very hands off and just leave them to it. So it's just nice for me to know that they've got that nice big block of energy there in case they need it. Anyway, that's that, all done. Just seen a pheasant scarpering along the hedgerow. I'm not sure if I managed to get it on camera, but it was properly pelting it. They're a funny bird, aren't they, pheasants? They always seem to prefer running than flying. I suppose every time they fly, someone takes a pop at them. Gosh, this is beautiful. Don't you love these autumn days where it's sunny but cold? That sunshine is incredible, wow. Amazing. I'm going to say that is it for this week. I'm going to get home and warm up, get toasty in front of the fire. Hope you enjoyed this little postcard of autumn. If you did, then please do tap subscribe. It really means a lot for us and helps keep our channel going. And the recipe for the soup will be up on our blog, which I'll link to in the description. But thanks for watching, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye.